The median home buyer age has just reached the ripe old age of 56. What's all that about? The labor market continues to wane as the Federal Reserve begins rate cuts. Hiring at major U.S. companies continues to stall, and housing inventory continues to grow in South Florida, providing downward pressure on home prices, from the single family homes to the townhomes and those condominiums. Florida, the Sunshine State, has the distinction of being the biggest housing market in the country. It's a bellwether state consistently attracting people from around the globe due to its significant tax advantages, pristine weather, and strong economy. When it comes to real estate, as Florida goes, so the country goes. My name is Kelly Ogisoba. I'm a licensed realtor down here in sunny South Florida, here to be your trusted source for real estate and market-related news. And this is a Jaguar and Crane production.
Quando a saudade bater, cê vai chorar, vai beber, vai ligar, querendo voltar.
DJ Lucas Beats.
Eu vou falar que não quero, beijando sua boca, falar que te odeio, tirando sua roupa, mas em quatro paredes, num quarto escuro, você vai ouvir o eu te amo por segundo. Eu vou falar que não quero, beijando sua boca, falar que te odeio, tirando sua roupa, mas em quatro paredes, num quarto escuro, você vai ouvir o eu te amo por segundo. Por segundo.
Welcome back, everyone. If you are interested in learning more about the U.S. economy, or you're interested in purchasing a home as a primary residence or as an investment property, or you're wondering whether or not now is a good time to buy or to sell your home, I'm here to tell you that you've come to the right place. We provide monthly market updates on the U.S. economy and the housing market to help prospective buyers and sellers alike quickly digest the latest and greatest trends in industry. I do my best to find the most newsworthy items, digest that data, and summarize it all for you in a nicely packaged video. Now, if you're a South Florida resident or looking to move to South Florida in the near future, you'll find these videos particularly helpful as we provide monthly market updates with the latest batch of market data about the South Florida real estate market. If you are new to this channel, please take a moment to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. It's going to help this channel grow, continue to expand our reach out to more viewers, and help us out with that YouTube algorithm. So thank you so much. I appreciate your support. And now let's begin with the news of the day. So this is from the National Association of Realtors. The median homebuyer age hit an all-time high of 56 years old, up from 49 years old in 2023, while sellers has reached the ripe old age of 63. Now just take some time to absorb that for a second. And this, mind you, is for primary residents. I have so many thoughts here. Now, if you ask me, demographically, the housing market is becoming far too top-heavy, with young people largely, if not entirely, now absent from participating in it altogether. To put this in comparison, back in the early 2000s, the typical home buyer age was around 38 years old. Today, it's 56. Now, at 38 years old, you're likely married, maybe you started having kids, you started finding your place in corporate America. Your 30s would be a reasonable time to buy a home. Maybe even your 20s if you're lucky. But today, things are exactly backwards from what you think was a healthy housing market. It appears the housing market today has entered into somewhat of like a late-stage republic, where the typical buyer, for someone looking to get their primary residence, is just 3 years away from being eligible to pull from their individual retirement accounts, their IRAs, and just 7 years from withdrawing their Social Security benefits at 62. At 56, you've likely already gotten married, raised your kids, and may have even put some of your kids through college. Instead of Americans starting off their life by buying a home to build their life in, it turns out many Americans end up renting throughout their family building years and most productive years career-wise, and then finally purchasing their home as the final capstone to their lived lives. For the American dream of buying a home to be delayed for so many just shows how unbalanced the housing market has become. People who've worked hard, played by the rules, held down a job, and would like to start their life statistically may have to wait far longer than they had hoped. This, to me, cannot sustain itself in perpetuity. With so many young people not participating in the housing market, we're approaching an annualized rate of less than 4 million homes sold in 2024. This is lower than the 4.1 million homes sold in 2023 last year, which already was the lowest number back since 1995, back when we had 80 million fewer Americans. To add to the bad news this year, the hiring rate continues to fall for US employers. According to the JOLTS data, the Jobs Opening and Labor Turnover Survey, as of October 2024, hiring slowed to just a paltry 3.3% for total non-farm payrolls. Hiring hasn't been this bad in over a decade, unless you count the catastrophic COVID market crash of 2020. We are in a hiring crisis that has been trending downwards for the last 3.5 years. Now, if the economy was on a rebound, typically what you would see are companies beginning to staff up and take an early hit on labor costs in anticipation of a boom. They want to make sure that when that upswing happens, they have the labor pool ready to capitalize on it, since hiring can be quite expensive and it can take quite a while. But that is not what we're seeing today. Despite the fact that the Federal Reserve has started their rate cutting cycle, cutting 100 basis points since September, we see still no meaningful upswing in hiring or a slowdown in the lack of hiring. In fact, what we continue to see is the exact opposite. We continue to see an acceleration in companies' recalcitrance to bring on any new additional workers. This is likely because the cost for a company to borrow debt to fund its growth is still quite high. You typically cannot get a loan at a rate better than what the US Treasury gets. And today, that rate is 4.6%. The 10-year Treasury rises when investors anticipate higher inflation in the United States or expect the US bonds to be riskier due to the US government having too much debt obligations compared to its ability to pay. Now, many corporate and commercial loans are tied to the value of the 10-year US Treasury. So as the Treasury rises, the cost of debt, meaning the interests businesses are charged to fund their growth, rises as well. As a result, there are fewer and smaller loans businesses are willing to take out, which means fewer investments for growth in businesses, which ultimately means, you guessed it, less hiring. A high 10-year Treasury rate also means it's more expensive for home builders to build homes, more expensive for end consumers to find loans to finance their car purchases, and it also means higher and higher interest rates on credit cards consumers need to fund their day-to-day necessities. All of this continues to bring a slowdown and further cooling to the US economy. Now, reviewing the latest on the Florida real estate housing market. As we would expect, we see a continued trend in inventory going up across the board, across South Florida, which is applying downward pressure on pricing. We're going to go through this fresh new batch of data, hot off the press, county by county for the month of November, so you all have the latest and greatest. So first off, we're going to talk about Miami-Dade County. Single-family homes from Miami-Dade County, we have a median sale price of $650,000. That's up 5.7% from the year prior. Median time to sale is around 81 days. So you're looking at like 2.5 months to get your home sold. Month supply of inventory is 5.4 months. Now, for those who watch this show, understand that around 5.5 months supply of inventory, we reach a neutral market. Anything less than 5.5 months of inventory is more of a seller's market, and anything more than 5.5 months of inventory, typically around 6 months or higher, tends to be more of a buyer's market. Okay? So that's what it was for the single family homes. For the townhome and condominiums for Miami-Dade County, median sale price $436,354, up 3.9% from the year prior. Median time to sale, we're looking at 93 days. So it's going to take you a little more than 3 months to get your homes sold in Miami-Dade County for the townhomes and condominiums. This is an increase of 30% from the year prior. So inventory continues to go up in Miami-Dade County. We've entered a buyer's market here. Month supply of inventory is 11.1 months. For Broward County single-family homes, we have a median sale price of $619,500, up 3.3% from the year prior. Median time to sale is 77 days. Month supply of inventory, we're looking at 4.9 days. Strong buyer's market in Broward County for the single-family homes. Median sale price, we have $285,000 for the townhome and condominiums in Broward County. This is up 1.8% from the year prior. Prices appear to have rebounded a little bit for the townhomes and condominium in Broward County. Earlier this year, they were a bit lower. They seem to have gone back up. Medium time to sale is looking at 98 days, almost 100 days to get your home. So this is up 40% from the year prior. Month supply of inventory is 9.8 months. This is a strong buyer's market. I expect downward pressure on pricing to continue, and for me, I don't expect this rebound to be long-lived. Palm Beach County single-family homes, we're looking at $600,000 median sale price, no change from the year prior. Median time to sale, we're looking at 82 days. Month supply of inventory, 5.3 months. When we double click on Palm Beach County, we actually see that the median sale price for homes this year in June was around $660,000, and today we're looking at around $600,000. That's already a $60,000 price decline for single-family homes in Palm Beach County, down 10%. And this has happened as inventory has continued to soar. If you look at where inventory was during 2021, we had around 1 month supply of inventory. Housing prices were going up very quickly back then. Today, the housing prices for single-family homes in Palm Beach County have largely flatlined. We now have 5.3 months of inventory. We've reached more of a neutral market. When we look at townhomes and condominiums, we see a similar story. Median sale price, $310,000, roughly flat from the year prior. Median time to sale is still about 3 months. We're looking at 90 days. Month supply of inventory, we're looking at a buyer's market for the townhomes and condominiums. When we double-click on the townhomes and condominiums, I'm looking at median sale price. We can see it's been growing since 2020. As inventory picked up, it began to flatline and now has started to decrease. Right, so we went from $340,000 in May 2024, and now we're looking at $310,000, a 25 to 30% price reduction. Again, about 10% across the board across townhomes and condominiums in Palm Beach County. We can expect this trend to continue as the inventory continues to rise. If you look at this chart, we see inventory was under 2 months supply. We're looking at just over a month supply of inventory back in 2021, early 2022. Today we're at 8.8. Right, we have been growing our inventory across the board in South Florida. Palm Beach County is just yet another example of this case. Now, as we go over to Martin County, we see some more and more extreme examples of some price declines as the inventory continues to grow. Martin County median sale price, we're looking at $550,000. This is actually down 7.6% from the year prior. So now we're seeing some year-over-year declines, not just month-over-month declines for housing prices down here in South Florida. Median time to sell, we're looking at 81 days. Month supply of inventory, it's about 5 months supply of inventory. Technically, it's a seller's market, but we're already beginning to see the effects of inventory spiking in Martin County. It seems to have hit Martin County first, much earlier than the other counties. If you look at the median sale price on a month-by-month basis, we see we actually were earlier this year in February in Martin County, $650,000. And today, Martin County, we're looking at $550,000. We've already had in Martin County a $100,000 price decline for single-family homes. Big decline. Right, and this has just started to dip. This has happened as inventory has continued to rise in Martin County, as we went from less than 1 month of inventory back in 2021, early 2022, to north of 5 months of inventory. And with that, the power has swung more and more so to the buyers. When we look at the townhomes and condominiums, we see an even more extreme example of this. The bottom has completely fallen through in Martin County. Median sale price, $220,000. This is down 34% from the year prior. Median time to sale, 103 days. Month supply of inventory is 7.6 months supply of inventory in Martin County. The bottom, again, has just completely fallen out. We're seeing some big price swings already taking place, and we expect this trend to continue in the following year. When we look at this on a month-by-month basis, look at this since 2020, we had a median sale price growing in Martin County 2020, 2021, 2022, flatline in 2023, and then we just see at the end of 24 the bottom just falling out. Median sale price dropping like a rock. Month supply of inventory, we see that growing from 1 month supply of inventory all the way up to 7.6 months of inventory. This is the highest amount of inventory we have seen in Martin County in years. Nowhere close do we have this much amount of inventory in Martin County. Back in 2020, we had about a little over 4 months of inventory, and today we have 7.6. And finally, with Port St. Lucie or St. Lucie County, single-family homes are looking at a median sale price $395,500, which is down around 1% from a year ago, effectively flat. Dollar volume has really shrunk in St. Lucie, down around 22%. Median time to sell about 100 days. Month supply of inventory 5.2 days. Same story for the townhomes and condominiums. Median sale price we're looking at $301,493. This is actually up around 7% from the year prior. Deal volume has dropped like a rock. It's down about 40%. So though yes, the prices has increased slightly, around 7%, there's just not a lot of homes being sold. The plumber of closed sales has dropped by 36%, and the deal volume in terms of business volume is down around 40%. Median time to sell is 94 days, and months above inventory again is a buyer's market. We're looking at 9.8 months. All right, everyone, that is it for the news. If you enjoyed this video, I recommend that you take the time to watch some of my other videos. We upload these videos once a month, right after we get the fresh new data off the Florida market. I hope this video was helpful to both buyers and sellers alike, and I hope you all join me next month for my next upload. Thanks so much. I hope you all have a very Merry Christmas, and I wish you all a very Happy New Year's. Take care. Bye now.
Baby, 1 + 1 now you. Only when you chop at you. Baby, oh yeah, make we do. Paradise, not me and you.